It's Detective Miller with Delaware County Sheriff's Department. It's April 14th, 2014. And I am here with, you go ahead and state your name, sir.
Edwin Hardy Turlington Jr.
Can you spell that last name for me?
T is in Tango, Uniform, Romeo, Lima, India, November, Golf, Tango, Oscar, November.
Okay. So your middle name was Hardy?
Correct.
Okay, what's your date of birth, sir?
October 10, 1968,
Okay. And what's your address?
918 Sunset Strip. And Miami.
So 4354?
Correct.
Okay. And do you own the property that we're about ready to discuss? Do you own that property?
My mother just bought 10 acres I'm going to rent from her.
Okay.
And the county 370 runs in section 8, and you have to drive through another parcel in order to get to my property.
Okay.
Well, my brother bought that parcel that's in between, and that's where the fire was.
Okay.
So it's a family deal out there right now. And he bought it from a man named Vernon Moss. He just signed the contract with him. My brother's a lawyer,
Okay.
and he signed a contract with him, and he hasn't purchased it yet, but he's
Is it a contract for
Yes,
deed
he-
or is it?
yes.
Okay.
so he can't sell it to anyone. It's gonna be his.
Okay. And the parcels out there are numbered? You said parcel number 8 is,
Yes. I believe it's 17 is here, and 8 is right here. But the county road doesn't run here; it runs this way.
and so to get to 8, you have to go through part of 17?
Exactly.
Okay.
So
And
to get to the 370, you have to.
and 8, is 8 the one that your brother owns or the one that your mom owns that you're
My
going to
mother
rent?
does.
Okay.
My brother owns 8. My brother owns the northern part. It's on 370.
Okay. Okay. The northern part of 8?
Oh yeah.
Right.
No, the
Seven.
northern part. I'm the northern part of the two properties.
Okay.
There's mine's a square and his is almost a square. The road kind of does that, so it's not quite 10
Okay.
acres. This is not the acres.
Okay. So he owns above the road where you're showing me? North of the road or south of the road?
No, this is the road right. This is 370 right here.
Correct. And when you say the northern part of the property,
This is the section line. This is the section line.
Mhm.
Okay. This is 8 and this is 17. This is my 10 acres that I'm going to be living on. My brother just bought what would be 10 acres, except the road,
cuts off that
right,
corner.
it shaves it off. So you have to drive through here to get to my house that I'm gonna live at.
Okay.
There's another driveway right here where there was a fire. That these 3 people were had a fire out there.
Okay.
Well, 4. There are 3 white men and a Mexican.
Okay.
And I say white. When they drove off, I think they had Muskogee Indian tags. It was real dirty, I couldn't tell.
Okay.
But they were, looked like.
They look like you and I do, Caucasian.
And there's a Mexican with him in a little blue, dark blue, I think it was a Japanese Nissan Sentra or something like that. And so I pulled up on him, and these guys at the fire, they all looked at me, and I stopped the Mexican, because he was first. I asked him, "Are you with them?" So you know who they are? He said, "No." Okay. So by that time, these guys had gotten in their car, and we drove up here, and I stopped up there and told them, "You all were just trespassing." Said, and that was arson. I can't remember if you have to light a structure or not, but you're starting a fire, and so I told them, "You're under arrest. You want to make citizen's arrest." I can't call because there's no cell phone. Verizon, AT&T, nobody. You can't make a phone call in that holler there.
I noticed that.
Yeah, and so I couldn't do anything, and so anyway, then they said, "Well, we'll put it out." There's not really much I could do, and it's not like I was gonna you know, handcuff all three of them, or there's nothing I could do. So I just followed them back as they went back here to the fireplace. And then one of them got out and walked over there, and he was probably, it's hard to say his age because he was missing his teeth, real gaunt, like a meth type guy, and all of them were acting really erratic and weird anyway. And I had the pistol at that point. This is my brother's land right here where the fire's going on. And so we were near the fire, and he was stomping out the fire. And I wasn't even pointing at him at that point. And he reached down and picked up a bottle.
At what point did you have the gun in your hand?
Whenever they started going back in the truck, and I was with them next to the truck,
okay.
I started thinking, they're gonna run me over or something like that. But I wasn't doing any of the, I was just, they knew I had it.
Okay.
And
tell me about what kind of gun it was.
It's a Kel-Tec 380.
Okay.
And
they knew you had it?
Yes. And so anyway, they came back there, and he stomped and he picked up this bottle. And
the guy that was stomping the fire?
Right. And he was looking at me with it, and I had it, and so I turned, made sure he saw that I had it, and it didn't faze him. And he called me motherfucker several times. He loved saying the word motherfucker. And I told him to put it down, and then I was in military police, and I just got another refresher. I went through a private eye course with Mark Wall.
Okay.
And so I've had a refresher on levels of force and stuff like that, and besides that, I wasn't wanting to start hurting people when I'm moving out there. I don't know who he is, he's my neighbor or whatever. But anyway, he picked up the bottle, and I just told him to put it down. And it was kind of a standoff type deal. So I picked up another bottle.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather hit him with a bottle than shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the 380 here, the bottle here, and he had a bottle. He's still, come on, motherfucker, come on, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of silly, and we were doing this round and round stuff. I didn't know, okay, now how's this gonna stop? And it wound up that he came at me, and I threw the bottle at him. Okay. So there should be a bottle over on the north side of the road somewhere.
Okay.
And so at that point, he was probably 3 meters maybe in front of the truck, and I was between him and the truck, which it was not a good feeling because there's 3 guys in this truck. I was right here. Either I could get run over here, or there's 2 guys in the truck, or they could jump out here, and here's a guy with a bottle.
Yeah. And
so then I heard the truck door open. So it's getting ready to get 2-on-1, or and of course I had the trump card in my hand, but and I'd already decided I wasn't gonna shoot anyone in the head, or that's why it was all it was. I was thinking about it. It was as it was happening, but the guy opened up the door behind me. So all right, he's gonna get out, and so I knew not to turn my back on that guy, but I was looking at him, and then I heard this guy lunge forward at me, and that's when I just popped. That was the game. That was, I don't know if he dropped his bottle right then there on the other side of the car or whatever, but that's how it.
How far were you from him when you pulled the trigger?
Probably arm's reach. If not, it was very close, arm and a half reach. I mean, he was coming to me.
Did he still have a bottle in his hand?
Oh yes, oh yeah, and he was coming to me, and I heard someone else coming up from the back. So.
Okay. Did you ever tell him that you had a gun? Did you ever tell him that you'd shoot him? Did you ever tell him what kind of verbal commands did you give him?
Well, I never told them to put out the fire. I told them they're under arrest.
Okay.
And I was thinking what am I going to do now? Mm-hmm. I can't call anybody. And that's when he said, we'll go put it out. And but I made sure when he grabbed the bottle, it was I turned like this, so there's no mistaking that he saw it. And then as we were doing this
Kind of standoff, right?
ridiculous thing like this,
Yeah.
he saw it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What happened next?
That's it. He got in his truck and left.
Who did you ever determine if just one guy or more than one guy was exiting the truck behind you?
It was the driver. There were three like I said, there were three people in there. The guy that went out and stopped the fire out was the oldest, and he was in the front passenger. There's a guy in the back. I didn't get a real good look at him.
In the back of the truck? Okay.
And
What did the driver look like?
kind of like me, except paler actually.
Okay.
Brown hair.
Is he about your age? Is that what you're saying too?
I think that he'd probably be under.
Okay. About the same height?
Yes.
Was he about the same build?
He probably.
Skinny?
Yeah,
Skinny or-
he probably weighed 170, 180 pounds, maybe 160.
Okay.
If anything, it'd be lighter.
Is there a house built back there that
Yes,
already?
and it's had all the electricity, all the cars have been stolen out of it,
Oh man.
and so it's probably they're already trespassing, burning stuff there. I didn't think about that until later on. But someone is very the locals obviously are very comfortable with getting on that land or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Well, so you said there was a blue like a Nissan Sentra there as well, and then the white pickup. Were those the only two vehicles there? And three guys got in the white pickup and took off, and then the Indian or Hispanic or whatever that other guy was got in the blue Nissan and took off.
yes,
So there were four of them all together, and three left in the pickup.
yes.
Okay. Did they go the same direction, or did the Nissan go back toward
No.
the east?
The blue car went towards Southwest City, and the white
Okay.
car white truck went towards Grove.
Okay. Okay. How far along were you in the process of moving down there? Had you started moving your stuff, or were you still
yes.
working on the
I
house?
still have stuff in the carport. Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever make it down to the house tonight or not?
Yeah, I've made about half a dozen trips out there, and I don't want to discuss it a whole lot more without a lawyer. I mean, that's about, I came in to make a statement, and that's my statement.
Okay. Do you want to give it to me on paper, or?
Yes.
Okay. There's the statement form, and there is a pen. And I'll let you work on that, okay? Is there anything else you need right now?
There's not.
Okay. Hey, what's going on? Okay. Hey, chatting around? Okay, hey, I just finished my interview, and we kind of just walked through it once from his perspective, and I started asking a few details, and he really wasn't comfortable going into any more detail than he volunteered the first time through. But he is providing a written statement. And so the side of the story that I get from him was these guys were trespassing, they built a fire, he rolled up, tried to tell them about it. They weren't real cooperative. He attempted to place them under citizen's arrest, and they were still a little bit squirrely with him. The gentleman that got shot picked up a bottle and was threatening with it. And so this guy turned and brandished his firearm, but while he brandished it, it was pointing at the ground at that point, according to the statement. And the guy lunged at him anyway, and somebody came out of the pickup behind him. And so when he turned to address the guy, to see who was coming up behind him, the other guy lunged at him with the bottle, and he turned and defended himself and fired one shot, approximately an arm distance from him, and shot him in the leg. Didn't intend to shoot him in the head or kill him, but just wanted to stop the attack. Okay. This guy's not been placed under arrest, or he's just been in investigative detention up to this point, and so he's provided. That's correct. And we've got he's providing a written statement at this point. Yep, I'll do it. Okay. I know it, man. I know, because the reality is a hot, juicy hamburger and fries waiting for me for breakfast. Hey, I'm over here with this gentleman, and he's not been placed under arrest. He's been in investigative detention. I actually removed the cuff from him, after we got the GSR kit done, and we've been visiting. He walked me through his story one time. When I started to go back and kind of cover some additional details and some fringe information, and he wasn't comfortable doing that without an attorney. However, he is voluntarily filling out a written statement at this time, and he says that he arrived at his property. Yes. Yes. He arrived at his property. There were 4 guys there in 2 different vehicles. That there was a fire going on. Looked like they might have been cutting some wood or whatever. And he got out and addressed them and told them that they were trespassing and that they built that fire on his property. They weren't real cooperative. He informed them that he placed them under citizen's arrest. At which point the victim of the shooting went over to attempt to stomp out the fire some. While doing that, this gentleman retrieved a firearm from his vehicle. His family owns that property that he was on, and he, as he approached the fire that this guy was stomping out, the guy picked up a bottle. He told me that the guy threatened him with the bottle, said, "Come on, motherfucker! Come on, motherfucker!" And so this gentleman that we have over here turned so that he brandished his firearm so the guy could see it, however did not point it at him at that point. He was pointing it at the ground. But he turned so that he made sure this guy that was threatening him with this bottle could see it. At that point, there was 3 guys in the pickup that he heard the pickup door open and somebody getting out of the pickup coming up behind him. And when he turned to address that, the guy with the bottle lunged at him, and this guy turned and in self-defense fired 1 shot, struck him in the thigh. Said he never intended to hit him anywhere other than where he hit him, not trying to kill or hit anybody in the head. Said that he was about an arm and a half length away from the guy when he pulled the trigger. And he said after that the guy got in his truck and everybody left. Yes. Okay. 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 Well, I haven't I haven't talked to any of the other people on scene. I haven't, I gathered up the evidence, but I didn't inspect it or anything. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. We'll do it. Thank you. You bet. Get your handcuff. Set jail on. Set jail. Yeah. Okay.
That's like,
You heard me relay.
yes, sir. I don't think there's any point in me finishing up.
Okay. You heard me relay your story to
I did.
my captain.
I appreciate it.
And did I pretty much have that accurate?
No, exactly what I told you. It's on my property, and they attacked me. They were trespassing on my brother's property, and I'm going to reside on.
If you would, go ahead and sign the date if you would.
What's the date today?
Today is the 14th, April 14th. And it is, I'm gonna guess about 11:30. $11:36. Okay. I haven't spoken to any of the other witnesses, and so I'm not aware of what all the other evidence stacks up to look like. But I've been instructed to place you under arrest for felony assault with a firearm, and we'll see what the DA does with it.
Okay.
But for tonight, we're going to book you under felony assault with a firearm.
All right.
Okay? This way, you going back to jail. If you want one more drink before
Yes,
we
sir.
go back, I can't let you take that back there.
Thank you very much.